Hello, finance enthusiasts. Today we'll explore Venice's gold ducat and how it shaped the power of money. Let's get started. Venice, a small port city built on lagoons. At first it emerged merely as a safe refuge, but thanks to its strategic location, it quickly became one of Europe's most important trade centers. Controlling the trade routes of the Adriatic and the Mediterranean gave the city a huge advantage. A key factor in Venice's economic rise was the gold ducat. This coin was not just a means of payment, it was also a symbol of the city's reliability and power. Merchants trusted the ducat to send their goods beyond Italy and to trade with peace of mind in distant markets. The story of the ducat began in 1284. At that time the Duke of Venice was Giovanni Dandolo. Observing the success of the Florentine florin in European trade, he ordered the minting of a similar gold coin. This decision was not just an economic move, it reflected a political vision. Venice would establish its own gold standard and strengthen its independence in trade. The first ducats were minted at the state mint, La Zecca. Each contained approximately 3.5 grams of pure gold, and both their weight and purity remained unchanged for centuries. The confidence inspired by the ducat also played a crucial role in large-scale military and diplomatic ventures, such as the Crusades. Its fixed weight and high purity provided security to merchants and financiers even in distant lands. This allowed Venice to play a critical role in many events that shaped Europe's destiny. The reliability of the ducat was not only due to the value of gold, but also to Venice's institutional structure. La Zecca meticulously maintained the purity of the ducat, ensuring that each coin was produced to the same standard. The government treated the preservation of the coin's value as policy, turning the ducat into not just a trade tool, but also a symbol of diplomatic power. This trust even led neighboring states to prefer Venetian currency in their own trade. Venetian bankers did more than mint coins. They offered merchants loans, guarantees, and bills of exchange. In this way, the city organized maritime trade like a well-oiled war machine, controlling both the flow of goods and capital. From the late 13th century onward, the Venetian government issued state bonds called prestiti to finance the navy and military campaigns. This model is considered the first institutional example of public borrowing in Europe and laid the foundations for modern financial systems. Venice's financial power also translated into diplomatic influence. In treaties with the Ottoman Empire, Byzantium, the Papal States, and northern European port cities, the ducat functioned almost like a common language. Venetian merchants were able to carry not just goods but political influence as well. Wherever there was trade, Venice's presence was felt. The city's cultural and social life also flourished, thanks to this economic power. The gold ducat helped Venice enter a magnificent era in art and architecture. Palaces, churches, sculptures, and the city's prosperity reflected this strong economy. While the general population did not become wealthy directly, they benefited from the stability and security it provided. By the 1450s, the Venetian ducat, alongside the Florentine florin, became one of Europe's most trusted reserve currencies. The florin was prominent in banking and credit transactions, while the ducat became a physical means of international trade. This further strengthened Venice's economic and diplomatic power. The ducat was accepted from London in the north to Cairo in the east. The ducat's influence extended beyond economics into politics and culture. Its reliability shaped diplomatic relationships and alliances. Trade routes and financial instruments made Venice a shining center of power in the heart of Europe for centuries. From the 16th century onward, the opening of Atlantic trade routes, the Ottoman Empire's dominance in the Mediterranean, and shifting European power dynamics gradually weakened Venice's supremacy. Yet the ducat retained its value for a long time, serving as a symbol of trust and stability and inspiring other states' monetary policies. During the Napoleonic era, Venice lost its independence. When the French army entered the city, the ducat was still valuable, but control had passed into the hands of central powers. This period offers a clear lesson. Power does not always lie in land, but in the wallet. Trust is as valuable as gold. Reserve currency is the ultimate symbol of real power. The story of Venice shows that money is not merely a medium of exchange. It is also an economic, diplomatic, and cultural force. Thanks to the gold ducat, the city remained influential in Europe for centuries, controlling trade routes and pioneering banking practices. The principle of trust behind the ducat still underpins modern financial systems today. Venice, in this respect, is remembered not just as a trading giant of the past, but as the first historical example of power through currency. Our next video, The Birth of Central Banking, the Bank of Amsterdam. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. See you next time.